Hello, hello, beautiful ones. Can you hear me okay? How are we doing on a Friday afternoon? How are you feeling? Have you had a good week? For those of you that don't know me, for those of you that are new here, welcome to the Medicine Woman Collective. I am Holly. I am the founder of this collective. I hope you're having a beautiful week. I hope you're feeling okay in the run up to this festive season, which might be feeling a little bit quiet for you. It might be feeling a little bit manic for you. Whatever it is, I hope you are doing okay and you are looking after yourself. Hi, Louise Gorgeous. Wonderful to have you here. Hope you're having a gorgeous week. So, this week is the first time I've been live in a couple of weeks, actually. So, thank you so much for bearing with me. We've had a couple of weaker tech issues, which, touch wood, are now resolved as much as they can be when you have an online business. But I hope you're having a gorgeous week. And I wanted to start today with a bit of a card pull. I'm looking very glamorous. Did you know? I think it's my 80s dress that I've got on, which reminds me a bit like Bette Lynch, but I quite like it. So I'm honoring my inner wild woman with my wild woman dress. Bit of glam makes you feel good sometimes, doesn't it? Anyway, let's pull a card for today. And then I've got a juicy topic that I want to dive in with you. A way that we can convert that kind of energy of when we're feeling a little bit like nothing is quite going right, and we feel off, we feel unfulfilled, we feel like our needs aren't being met, but we can get into that state of feeling like everything we desire is so far away, right? Like it can feel like a million miles away. And what we're going to do today is take you through a process so you can start pulling those things towards you and start feeling some of the sensation of your desires now. So you don't have to wait this big long time to get to where you want to be. So you don't have to feel like I'll be happy when. You can be happy now and have plans to work towards the things that you want to do with your life or the things you want to have in your life. As soon as I said the internet issues were over, my connection froze. So I'm hoping it's okay now. I am starting to think I might not be using StreamYard for much longer because I do find the connection on StreamYard is a little bit more dodgy, but we'll see. But before we dive into the topic, I'm going to be pulling you a card for today. And I invite you to sit with the card in terms of what does this mean for you as an individual, not just some random thing that we read from a card book, but what's the message that you need to receive from this thing? And so sometimes it's not about the word that's written on the card, but there might be something in the picture. There might be something in the colors. There might be something in the symbolism. So we'll see how we go and what comes through. I've got a few jumping, but they don't feel like the right ones, so bear with me. The right one will come through in a moment. I say, we could be here a long time. That one. Truth and integrity. And now I've got to try and show it to you without getting the light. So you have got on that card a gorgeous naked woman who is surrounded by beautiful cherubs. And the word is truth and integrity. So take a moment to think, what does that mean for you? right now? What's the message you need to receive? Truth and integrity. And don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. You'll know. You'll know exactly what that means for you. Trust that. So let's dive in. So what I invite you to do initially, we're going to go through 4 different questions that will help you get that sense, like I said, of not having to wait in order to feel the things that you want in your life, or not to put off your happiness, not to put off your sense of fulfillment, not to put off your sense of living the most intentionally beautiful life that you can. So the first thing I invite you to think about is, what is it that you actually desire right now? And you might be thinking, I don't know. The truth is, you do know. So if you're thinking, I don't know what I desire, then ask yourself this question, which sounds a bit counterintuitive, but trust me with this. Ask yourself, if I did know, what I desire right now, what would that be? And trust what comes through. And when I'm asking these questions to myself, I tend to find the easiest way is to journal out the answers. And this can be a really great way that we can tap into that subconscious response that perhaps we wouldn't pick up on if we were just thinking about it. Often when we're thinking, we are in the mind of our conscious brain. So we're just repeating the things that our conscious brain already knows. When we're journaling or in that state of meditation, so perhaps we've been meditating for at least 15 minutes, so we've got ourselves in that good state of a different realm of consciousness, then we can ask these questions and more likely to pick up from our subconscious mind's response, the things that are hidden beneath the surface that we may not normally think of. But like I say, other than meditation, another way that we can do this is by stream of consciousness writing. So writing the question at the top of a page and filling up the page until you literally feel like there's nothing more I can write on this. So the question 1 being, what is it I actually desire right now? And these are really good questions if you ever find yourself in that energetic funk. If you're ever in that place where it just feels like you can't shift your mood, you're in a yucky energy, you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed, great question to ask yourself. What is it I actually desire right now? And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write down. And you may want to use the chat. It's quite nice to have the interaction. Even if you're watching on replay, play along, put in the chat, what are the things that are coming through for you? What is it you desire right now? Oh no, I froze again. I'm hoping you managed to catch the majority of that though. So the question you're asking, the question you're journaling on, just in case, is, what do I actually desire right now? And if that feels too difficult, if I did know what I actually desire right now, what would that be? Just a little way that we can trick our brain into getting the answers we need. So I'll give you a moment. Like I say, feel free to pop that in the chat. I love to pop back and watch what people's responses and comments are. So I'm hoping you've got some answers. Like I say, when you're doing this on your own, you can take all the time in the world, put some nice tunes on in the background. You don't have to worry about rushing through this. So that's question 1. Question 2, when you've actually done that, is, what is it that this desire will give me? What is it that this desire will give me? And the reason we're asking this question is we can, and I'm going to give you some examples here, just so that you can see what I mean by this. So what I might be desiring in my head right now is a holiday in the Bahamas. Anyone else? Anyone else desiring a holiday in the Bahamas right now? So in my head, I might be thinking, oh, do you know what? I just want to be on a warm beach with a cocktail in hand and laid out on a really beautiful sunny beach, feeling that sun on my skin, feeling that sense of ease wash over me. So question 2 being, what will this actually give me? What is it that this desire will give me? Will give me an opportunity to understand what is it I'm actually craving? What is the thing that is actually feeling like it's missing from my life right now? So if I use that example, so what is it about a sunny holiday in the Bahamas right now that feels so attractive? Well, one, warmth. I am the sort of person who really enjoys the warmth. And don't get me wrong, this time of year, I'm happy to like wrap up and put my hat and scarf on and get out there. But my body will go through points during the day where it's like, I need some warmth. I need some warmth. So I have always got like a warm drink on the go. I've always got like a blanket on me normally. I say that, I haven't today. So I'm craving that warmth. But the truth is, I feel like I'm jumping ahead here. I won't go into that too much, actually, because I will be jumping ahead. So what is it I think this will give me? I think it will give me warmth. What else do I feel it will give me? So it will give me relaxation, rest, a chance to restore, a chance to refill my cup, a chance to get inspired and feel creative again, a chance to let go of that feeling of depletion. Gets to this time of year, right? And it's been a long year. We've done a lot during the year, probably. And, you know, the run up to Christmas can be a little bit manic in itself. So that holiday is in my mind about restorative care and relaxation. What else might that holiday give me? It might give me a chance to spend quality time with the family. In my head, the family were also there. I may not have mentioned that, but they would be there. Oh, who's that? Let me see on the comments. Bear with. Anna Marie, gorgeous. How are you doing, lovely? Oh, it's so lovely to you know, I was genuinely thinking of you this morning, and I'll reach out and tell you about that separately, but lovely to have you here. And hi, Sarah, gorgeous. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're having a gorgeous week. So, although my initial desire may have been to go on holiday, when I look at it more deeply, it's not about being in the Bahamas with a cocktail in hand, right? It's about actually what I'm genuinely craving is a little bit of warmth, a little bit of relaxation, and a little bit of quality time with my family. And this is really useful to do because there's another question. So there's 4 questions that we can ask in total. And one of the other questions that we can ask in relation to our desires is, why do I desire this? And this is also useful from a different point of view. It's not necessarily about getting to what's the desire behind the desire, which was question 2. But question 3 can allow us to check in that this desire is actually something that we desire And it's not just something that we've been told to desire. So I'll give you another example here. So you could potentially desire the same thing, say a holiday in the Bahamas. But if your why is because I want to be able to take gorgeous photos and post them on Instagram so everyone knows how fabulous I am, then that may not be your desire. That may be your ego wanting to be noticed, wanting to be seen, wanting to be validated, wanting to be told they're good enough, wanting a sense of appreciation. So when we ask those 3 questions, it allows us to get to the root of what is it about this desire that I genuinely want. And this helps us to identify the real needs that sit behind them. The reason this is so important is if we're not careful, we can go through life desiring lots of things, often without plans to make them a reality, but desiring lots of things, 1, that may not be aligned to us, but 2, that desire represents something that we can give ourselves immediately, something we can give ourselves right now. So the 4th question that we say to ourselves, journal to ourselves, meditate on, is how can I allow myself to have these things now? Now, this doesn't mean that you don't go to the travel agent and look at holidays to the Caribbean and create a plan to save up to go to the Caribbean at a later point next year. Or immediately if you can, why not? But what it does mean is we don't have to wait until that desire manifests for us to have our needs met in terms of what that represents. Does that make sense? So I hope so, but let me give you some examples just in case. So say we're talking about this holiday in the Caribbean. It's in my head now. I'm going to have to keep using this example. So when it comes to this holiday in the Caribbean, we've already established what I'm genuinely craving, what I'm genuinely feeling the need for is some relaxation time, some time to be restored, some connection time with my family, and some warmth. Now, the truth is, all of those things are within my gift now. They're things that I can plan now. I can arrange to have, probably won't be this off the cuff because I've got 2 teenage daughters who's probably got busier social lives than me, but I can make plans with the family to do something together soon, and we can have that connection time and not just have to wait till Christmas Day. I can put things in my diary or for this weekend to have some time to relax and restore. And, I might plan in just tomorrow morning, having a day where I do a long breath work session, followed by a warm bath, followed by warm self-massage. Because I know all of those practices make me feel restored and rejuvenated and relaxed. And it's going to give me those same sensations that I'm craving in terms of when I'm saying to myself, I just want to be on a beach in the Caribbean with a cocktail in hand. And, it's within my gift to go get a cocktail right now if I want one. But again, remembering to ask why. What is it about that thing? Now, this is a super simple practice, right? Just 4 questions that you ask yourself. But this can be the difference between you being in that funky energy, So that energy where you feel low and sorry for yourself and a little bit victimy, and we all fall into it. It's not about judging ourselves around that. But those 4 questions give us back the power around, okay, yes, I've got these amazing desires. And yes, I might be putting plans in place to have the Caribbean holiday. But I can have the things that thing represents right now. So really today's session is about giving you that kind of tool that's going to allow you to take your power back. And one of the reasons I thought this would be really useful to share before we go into our Christmas break is often during the Christmas time, we can feel like we're losing a bit of our power, right? And there's a number of different reasons for this. There's huge expectations when it comes to the Christmas period. So whether that's expectations around who you should be spending your time with, expectations around how that day should go, not wanting there to be any arguments, wanting kids to be grateful, wanting family members to get along, feeling like we should be surrounded by loved ones. All of these expectations we put on this time of year, and it can leave us feeling really deflated when obviously most of us are unable to meet these perfect expectations. So we have that enormous sense of expectation. We also have, often people at this time of year are visiting parents or siblings or family members. And one of the other things we can find about when we're in our family unit, so our extended family unit perhaps, or that, we can find we revert back to our, out of our adult state and into our adolescence or into our childlike state. So you probably would have experienced this, right? If you've been around your parents, if you've been around siblings, you catch yourself and you're like, God, I feel like I'm 16 all over again. And I think it was Ram Dass that said, if you think you're enlightened, if you think you're awakened, go spend, I think it was Thanksgiving with the family. Because we can find all of this old stuff comes up. So if we're not careful during that Christmas period, not to mention, things like family conflict, people consuming too much alcohol, consuming too much food, then feeling guilty about it, all of these things that happen during the Christmas period or can happen, we can find ourselves losing our sense of power along the way. So what I tend to do during Christmas and during the Christmas period is make sure I've got blocks of time where I can kind of remove myself, because I personally need time on my own to restore my energy. And if I can feel I'm getting into that real funky, adolescent, childlike energy of this isn't fair, or things don't feel right, or no one thinks about me, or no one cares about me, those childlike responses we can have that come up within us, then coming back to these 4 questions will seriously help you during this time. And I would love to hear if you used them over the Christmas period, if they work for you, how you find they work for you. Like, say you can take something that's a huge grand plan or desire rather, and bring it down into something you can do for yourself now. So I hope that's been super helpful for you today. I hope that's given you another tool for your toolbox to take into the Christmas period. I would love to hear how you're using this, so feel free to reach out. If you're watching on replay, let me know what comes through for you as you hear this. But in the meantime, what I would say is I hope you have the most beautiful festive time, whatever that looks like for you. And when I say beautiful, that includes the ups and the downs, right? Can you see the joy in all of it? I don't know if I can always, but I'll have a go. But I do hope you have a gorgeous time, whatever you are doing, and take this time to restore and take care of yourself. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. I'll be back Fridays here, 3 o'clock, for our intentional living sessions. Is there anything else I need to update you on? What I would say is keep an eye on emails between Christmas, New Year, maybe early New Year, depends when we get it finalized by, as I've got a free gift coming out to you all just to say thank you for being with me this year. It's always an absolute honor working with all of you, and I'll get really emotional if I start talking now, but you're all amazing and you make what I do such a pleasure. So thank you so much for allowing me to do what I do and to share the gorgeous ancient wisdoms of Ayurveda, Reiki, meditation. We've got so much amazing stuff coming up in 2024. There's a couple of new programs. I won't say too much, but a couple of new programs that are being created in preparation for next year. I have a feeling 2024 is going to be an awesome year, and I so hope you can join me for it. It is, like I say, huge heartfelt thank you for being with me this year. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you in my space. Louise, what was question 3? It froze. Question 3. So I kind of did them a little bit out of order. So it's what is it I desire? Question 2, which I kind of said is 3, is why do I desire it? And this will help you check in that it is actually something you desire and not something you've been told to desire, not something you've been sold on, nothing that you've been conditioned to want. Question number 3 is, what is it about this? No, what is it I think this will give me? What is it I think this desire will give me? And that will help you see the desire beneath the desire. And then question 4 is, how can I give myself that thing now? So is it rest? Is it relaxation? Is it connection? Is it, I need to tell myself how fabulous I am? What is it for you? So understanding the desires beneath the desires. You are so very welcome, and thank you for your gorgeous words. It is always a pleasure being here with you, and I cannot wait for 2024. Like I say, we have got some amazing stuff coming up for you next year inside the Medicine Woman Collective, both in terms of programs and free things we're going to be running. So make sure to stay with us. Keep an eye on your emails between Christmas and New Year, early New Year, depending on how quickly we manage to get it all finalized. But in the meantime, sending you so much love, and I hope you have the most gorgeous festive time, whatever that means for you. And if you need anything, reach out, send me an email, send me a message. I would love to hear from you. Take care. I will see you soon.